Hey everyone, this is Nikki Rowland for Hip Kit Club. I am making a layout today using the February kits. So I had all of the kits, so the main kit, the Pocket Life kit, the embellishment kit and the colour kit too, all at my disposal, and I think I've used a little bit from everything. And I'm also using a cut file. It's this freebie one called Over the Rainbow. It has the words and it has the rainbow cut file too. So I have cut Over the Rainbow onto my white cardstock, and I've also cut the rainbow itself, but on a perforated line. So I have effectively created a stitching template. So it's, if for anyone who doesn't know how to do that, it's really easy. You simply change the line style. I choose the third option down, which is like a dash, kind of perforated, and then I stitch in between each of the dashes, well, in the middle of each of the dashes. Yeah, you can barely see it, you can't see it at all on screen, but I have, I say, got tiny holes in the style of the cut file, so of the rainbow. So I'm going to spend some time, quite a lot of time, stitching each rung of the rainbow. Is that the right word? And each colour of the rainbow. So I'm starting off with a dark blue, and I'm going to green, then I'm going to dark pink, and then light pink, baby pink. So magically you can see there that it's all complete. What you don't know is that it was about 4 hours later by the time I finished it, and this was not, you know, hard stitching. This was wasn't complicated stitching. It was very straightforward. I just did a back stitch, and I've used 4 different colours. I've used normal embroidery floss, and I kept it at 6 strands, so it was pretty chunky. I wasn't sure if I would paint in the middle of each of the colours, but in the end I decided to leave it purely just stitched. So I really like how it looks actually. So I've just backed the words Over the Rainbow with that fabulous blue plaid print by Paige Evans, and I really wanted to use the raindrops, which was on the other side of that paper. So I wanted those around the edge of the paper card and of my design, and I wanted the blue plaid to back the Over the Rainbow words. So I've raised the Over the Rainbow on the back on foam pads, so that I have a decent amount of dimension through the cut file, and then I've mounted the whole layout onto the raindrops sheet. So I actually have rainbow photos. My children were so excited to see a real life rainbow in the sky. So of course we grabbed the rainbow umbrella because it was still raining, and we headed outside and we took some photos. And they look really good on screen, but when I printed them you can barely see the rainbow. You can see it in the left photo, just about there, but the bigger photo you can hardly see it. So I was a little bit disappointed at how they came out, but I figured I could still tell the story anyway. But in the end, these 2 photos just seemed too large down the bottom, and I end up ditching the big one. And I say that's the one that doesn't have the rainbow showing very well in it anyway. So you'll see me struggle for a bit here, trying to arrange everything onto the space, which is just too small to take that giant photo and the smaller one. So I say I'm going to ditch it at some point, but I've mounted them on Pocket Life cards. So I always find I don't do Project Life, but I find the Pocket Life kit amazing. I use it so much. It gives you lots of extra patterns and journaling spots and all sorts of things. I really love that I get that every month. Obviously the embellishments are completely generic, and the Pocket Life cards I use all the time. I literally use all of them almost every month, so they're a really great addition to my kit. So now I am trying to figure out how I will make this layout look, and I obviously have a fairly busy style and I like to pile on the embellishments, but I don't have a lot of room because I have these 2 photos there taking up loads of space. So at the moment it's not sitting right, I'm not happy, I don't like the way it looks, I'm faffing around looking for ideas, and finally I turned the camera off and went and spent some time just playing with some different options, and then finally decided on the one photo in the middle under the rainbow. And then of course it immediately looks so much better, and it means that I can also extend out my clusters either side of the photo, and end up with a design that I'm happy with and is kind of more Niki. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just adding a tag in there. I love that big sunshine. That is from the Paige Evans Bloom Street ephemera, and I've obviously built up quite a few florals around my photo as well. Now the photo is not a particularly floral photo. Our garden is completely barren. It's got nothing in it at all at the moment. It's got nothing growing, and it was a bit gloomy, so the photo needed lifting, and the best way to do that was to bring in all the colours and the pretty florals, so that's worked so well. Also, I wanted to bring in other spring icons as well. So those welly boots there, perfect. I had to have those. This is a rainy photo. They're under an umbrella, under a rainbow. So the Wellington boots went perfectly. So they are going there, and they're kind of framing the bottom corner of my photo. So yeah, I'm just going to carry on with my florals, also working through all of the embellishments that I have in this kit. There's loads, so many. I'm a bit overwhelmed by how many there still are actually, but I needed some smaller bits now, so I've got some large floral clusters behind my photos already, so now I needed to start bringing in some smaller bits and pieces. So I found my stash of Paige Evans floral ephemera that I had left over. I didn't have loads of these left because I've used quite a few on previous layouts already, but it was the smaller ones I was particularly interested in, so I've just pulled it out whatever I could find, and I'm just working around and seeing what fits. I'm conscious of the shape because I've got a photo in the middle. I'm conscious of the shape of the embellishments that I'm creating under on the bottom section of the layout, and I just wanted to make sure that it looked balanced, and it had a nice, a nice shape, visual appeal to it. So had to include the umbrella ephemera, of course, because perfect. And they also have a watering can here with some flowers in too. That looked really cute. We're out in the garden, it's raining, and it was just, I don't know, it just felt that it was right, it was just fitting, just reminded me of water. I know we weren't watering anything, but do you know what I mean? So yeah, so just carrying on, adding a few bits, going through what I can find. Toyed with the idea of adding a bird. Birds are not my favourite, so I couldn't get the bird in. He went back in the packet, and just adding bits and pieces. That's another umbrella that I've added there. It's much smaller than the first one. It's just from the sticker book, so it's tiny, but it worked with the big umbrella and the little one next to each other, so that was good. So yeah, just keep going through, just trying to figure out what icons and things I can use from the sticker book. Obviously the stickers are much smaller, they're sticky, they're more made of paper rather than cardstock, so they mold to the things you stick them to. Sometimes I actually stick them onto a piece of white cardstock and then cut around them in order to create effectively a piece of ephemera rather than a sticker. But on this occasion I didn't. I just persevered and stuck them on where they worked. Still adding bits and pieces. I've added a snail, I'm adding a ladybird and a butterfly, small little tiny icons from the sticker book that I figured would look good and worked well with this theme, which, to be honest, anything outdoorsy works with this layout, this rainbow. So yeah. Adding now some bits and pieces from Pink Fresh Studio, so from the Noteworthy collection. I've got the puffy stickers out there. Just added a little banner that says loving this, and the bicycle as well, and then another puffy sticker that says today. Also adding a couple of heart stickers. So I'd already used most of the heart stickers in the sticker book, so I was a bit short on choice, but I've chosen a pink one and I've put that onto the pink row in the rainbow and a green one on the green row in the rainbow. What are they called? Arcs? I don't know. Arches? I don't know. And then there's a little label there from the Paige Evans sticker sheet which says enjoy the little things, we really did, this is a real occasion where we do enjoy a little thing. Well, actually it's quite a big thing, you know, a rainbow, you don't see them that often. We're always talking about rainbows. Rainbows are drawn constantly, and in the sky of every picture they draw, yet we rarely see them. So it was really amazing to see one, and for them to be not in the car, you know, we were actually in the house, able to run outside and have a look and play in the rain. It was really lovely. So I've just put some raindrops over the rainbow. There was a cloud that those raindrops were with. I think they were in the sticker book, but the cloud didn't get used. I've just used the raindrops, and they are raining down from the words over the rainbow. Just adding in some twiddles now, silver thread. I could have gone gold, but I decided to go silver in this occasion, and I've just added those under the left hand side cluster, and then I'm adding another one as well, just a really tiny one actually under the watering can. I've got quite a lot going on the right hand side, so I needed to not have a huge twiddle there, as it would have just knocked things slightly off balance. I still need to extend that left side a little bit. It doesn't quite look right. It needs a little bit of extra extension over down on the left hand side, but I'll get to that soon. So yeah, just making sure everything is stuck down. I'm pretty happy with how it's looking now. I say I'm so happy that I ditched the big photo. I'm happy with the smaller one, single photo. I really love how my stitched rainbow turned out. It looks great. It was definitely worth the effort. I know stitching takes a long time and a lot of patience because the thread gets knotted all the time. It's very frustrating, but it is always I always love my stitched projects when I've done them. I just don't do them very often because of the time they take. But yeah, it really is worthwhile. Looks amazing, and yeah, I'd highly recommend doing it. That setting on the silhouette is really easy to use, so yeah, go for it. So I'm just using a bit of the Lindy's magical powder now, and adding some splatters along the bottom. I've extended my clusters with enamel dots, and the splatters as well also help with that too. So just adding in a few lines of journaling. Unfortunately, it ended up being bigger than I'd hoped, so I feel that it knocks off the balance of the design slightly. I wish it was smaller or more contained centrally, but it was just the way that I had, you know, things going on the layout, so I had to work with the space that I had. So yeah, that is my layout pretty much done. I hope you have enjoyed watching along today, and I hope you're very pleased that I didn't make you watch me do all the stitching for 4 hours. So yeah, here's the layout, and don't forget that if you subscribe to the Hip Kit Club kits, there are lots of subscriber benefits. You get the main kit at a reduced price, 15% discount on all add-on kits, and you get access to the exclusive cut files, of which one I used today. Okay, so thanks very much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for Hip Kit Club.